second year of our Kennedy Center residency with Ariana Ross from Story Tapestries. If you remember last year, the kids worked on a poetry activism unit. This year, I snagged her again for myself, and we worked on fractured fairy tales from around the world. So we have all our flags with some of the countries that are represented. And the kids first did a research project on a country of their choice. They also selected who they wanted to work with. So this was a kind of a little graphic organizer for them to pick their country, maybe some places that are special, some foods, some traditions, to try to incorporate those details into their story. We based our stories off of different versions of Hansel and Gretel. And if you think back to fairy tales, Grimm's fairy tales, they're pretty horrific. Something terrible always happens. So we wanted to try to keep our fairy tales with a positive message and something happy occurring at the end, because there's enough horrific things happening in the world now. We wanted to bring some light and joy to people's lives.
And one of the things we talked about, though, is that although things sometimes don't work out the way that you want them to, right? That it's not about necessarily just being a perfect happily ever after, but it being, what is the lesson that the character learns at the end? How do they transform? How do they figure out how to be a better person? The one who is, the witch and Hansel and Gretel. How does the witch learn their lessons? And that was really important, that they were learning a lesson, because that's the goal and the expectation, is that people make mistakes. They do yucky things in life, but how do they then grow from that mistake?
So without further ado, you didn't come here to listen to us talk. Let's bring on some children, and the first group